Hey, it's your girl Boss Lady V. I'm back with another video. Your girl has been down bad the last 2 weeks. First, I had a week of back spasm, and then I got sick with a sinus infection, but I am back. And let's get back into the hot topics. Well, if you all watched Funky Dineva live last night, baby, the YouTube streets is hot. And it's all due to Funky Dineva letting loose and letting have on Michelle ATlien Brown and Tasha K. Now, usually I don't, because I'm kind of still new to YouTube, I don't get involved, but since it's such a hot topic and everybody's talking about it, I thought I'll jump in and say a little bit too. So, I've been watching Funky Dineva since about 8+ years ago, right? Um, and I must say, I do not hear him speak about other bloggers or YouTubers often. Okay, but wait, go and do your girl a favor before we go any further. Make sure you hitting up that like button. Make sure you are subscribing, and make sure you are commenting and sharing the channel. Like I was saying, I don't hear Funky Dineva talk about other bloggers. He never got into none of the stuff when um oh my God, what's the guy now who took his spot on Foxo was into with Tasha K, and it just seemed like Armand Wiggins, that's his name. It just seems like they have a motive to pick at Funky Dineva, and because he wore his feelings on his sleeve, and once he gets fed up, he's going to snap, and he's going to say things that he should not say. I relate to him in that way because I hold things in for so long. I ignore it. I let people say whatever they're gonna say, but it comes to a point where it start boiling over and you snap. And then you say things that you should not say. Now, the last time I heard him address Michelle was back when him and Tasha K was cool, and he went on Tasha K live and he dragged the living hell out of Brown. Tasha K was okay with it, but somehow Tasha K went behind Funky's back. She apologized to Michelle, and now they're on good terms. So they say. From what I'm hearing, Tasha K is nobody's friend. And from some of the videos that I see that I have saw Michelle, I tried to watch her videos before I decided to do YouTube, and I just couldn't relate to them because I felt like they were lies and clickbait. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but allegedly, that's what I thought. Um, but last night, Funky Dineva, and I was not cringy when he was going on. I was laughing because the shit was hilarious. I don't care what nobody said it was funny, but I didn't want him to get himself in trouble and put his channel in jeopardy of getting taken down because at the end of the day, they're not worth it. Who cares if they said something about your baseboard? Just let it go. But I know sometimes it could be the littlest thing that can set you off. So I'm not gonna keep going on my opinion to in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys hear some of the things that Funky Dineva let loose and let have last night.
So what is she, Atlas? Here she, this what y'all do. This what y'all do. Cause you don't like her, you want to relegate her to average. Child, please, y'all not finna sit up here. That y'all is not finna sit up here and act like when that girl is not done up, she got above average looks. That girl look better than all of y'all ass that go to work. That girl look better. So somebody said, and I'm not trying to be funny, I normally don't bring this type of crap up. They say Michelle Brown started the mess with the stolen car. A little bit of context. When me and Michelle Brown fell out, and that was around the time, or no, me and Quan had already been friends. Michelle Brown is quoted running into Quad somewhere and telling Quad, "Oh, you playing for the wrong team," meaning she was my friend. And from that moment on, Michelle sank her teeth into Quad, and she go over there and post lies and inflammatory stuff over there about her, the same way she do about me. the same way she do about Claudia, the same way she do about Candy, okay? And y'all eat it up. And I'm going to tell y'all something. And I normally don't talk about Michelle Brown on my platform because I really don't care about Michelle Brown. I really don't. Michelle Brown, and listen, she's going to take this moment and turn it into 1,400 podcasts and 1,400 YouTube videos and have at it. The reality of the situation is, while Michelle Brown is sitting over there running her mouth about me constantly, about me constantly, here is the 100% unadulterated truth. Okay? The unadulterated truth is that Michelle Brown is sick in her head and she needs to be examined by a doctor. I have lived in Miami for 7 years. Okay? I lived in Miami for 7 years. On top of the 7 years, me and Michelle Brown fell out 3 to 4 years before I even moved to Miami. That is 10 years. It's been a decade without me and Michelle Brown having any sort of contact, communication, whatever. And she still find it her business to sit up on her YouTube channel day in and day out and make it about me. If you go on that girl's YouTube channel right now and search Funky Dineva, 80% of her videos will be about me. So, with that being said, who's winning? I won. I've been won. A decade in, and you still find it in your soul to be upset or throw shade or whatever it is you call yourself doing after a decade of somebody not paying you any attention, a decade, and you're still going. Have at it. Because here is the reality of the situation. I own Michelle Brown. I own Michelle Brown. Michelle Brown is the only person I know that don't like me, that know more about my life than people that like me do. People I don't like, I'm not in and out their social media feed. People I don't.
Let me pause it there. I have to comment on that because I totally agree with him on that. If you don't like a person, don't talk about them either unless they're coming at you in a certain way, coming at you in a certain way. I wouldn't care what that person is doing. There's plenty of people that don't like me and I don't like them. And I'm never going to be speaking on them because I care less about what they're doing. Whether they're doing good or bad, it's not my business. It's like you're obsessed with the person when you can't move on and let it go.
Like, I'm not on their channels. People I don't like, I don't discuss. And sure, some flipping bitch gonna be like, yeah, but you discussing her now. You must be bothered. Nah, it was relevant to the story. I just brought it up. Um,
And Funky knows that if he says something that's so oblivious, so outrageous that it's going to make headlines, it's going to be all over social media, and he knows how to get the girls going. He know how to ruffle feathers, and some of the time does he take it too far? Absolutely. But he knows how to stay. He knows how to stay trending. Period.
and I'm gonna to take it a step further. Here is why people like Michelle Brown do what they do. Because Michelle Brown has done a very good job of cultivating an audience of people who are similarly disenfranchised like her. They are people who are conventionally unattractive, who are miserable, who feels like the world has not given them everything they deserve. And they're also a very niche group of people. They're a group of people who feel like they get shitted on in life because they're a black woman. Because they're a black woman. Michelle speaks very well to that group of women who are, oh, they hate black women. That's her tribe. That's her tribe. And it's a bunch of bitter, unattractive, miserable people. Those are her tribe. And that is why Michelle is able to sit up over there and tell lies that people know are lies. And they just run with it. They just run with it. They just run with it. Because you want to hate me so bad. And it's something about my life that bothers you so bad that you rather sit over there with her and hate. Again, my life is an open book. There is enough that you can read me about in my real life that you don't have to make up. But here's the bigger story. The bigger story is the reason why I don't get bothered by the stuff that Michelle Brown does. She doesn't like me. That's what you're supposed to do. That girl don't like me. I'll take it a step further. That girl hates me. So you can't get mad at somebody who dislike you or hate you for doing the things that people who dislike people do. That's what she does. But what is sad about it, and where I will always win over Michelle Brown, and why Michelle Brown is always going to be mad, is because everything Michelle Brown has tried to do against me for over a decade has not amounted to a pile of shit. She ain't stopped nothing. Michelle, you big, fat, funky, frowsy bitch. And I'm going to do you one better. While we on the line, Oliver saw your ass at the Nene Leaks show, and he came back and reported that you still just as musty, still just as stink, and still just as funky as you was 10 years ago when me and you stopped talking, when me and you used to go to dinner and you smelled bad. Why you sitting up on your YouTube always talking about me, you fat, funky, fish smelling, frowsy, fat bitch.
Wee.
You need to take your ass to the nearest Epsom salt factory, sign up for a customer appreciation tour, and you need to be somewhere talking about that. And you
Hollering.
need to soak your big, fat, funky, frowsy, fish smelling ass in a tub of apple cider vinegar. Michelle, undeniably, you sit on social media and make up stuff about me.
Ooh,
you do. You stay talking about stuff that ain't got no relevance. Michelle, every single person, including Nene Leaks, talks about the way you smell. And it bothered me that a decade later, people are still talking about the way you smell. You have had to be stank for so long that you are nose blind to it. And here's the gag. Talking about her ain't even worship. The bitch scary as fuck. The bitch scary as fuck. I'm back in the city. The bitch ain't gonna come outside. She ain't gonna come outside.
Ooh-wee.
She gonna sit back. She gonna go everywhere she know I'm not at. Because that's the type of scary bitch she is. And she gonna sit up and be stank somewhere. Like, a decade.
A long ass time.
A decade. The next time she do a video and she get to talking about me, all I want y'all to put in the chat is hashtag a decade.
That right there is a killer statement. He didn't have to go, as far left as he did, but just the fact that after 10 years, I'm still at the forefront of your mind. I'm still the subject of your videos. I'm still the topic of the day for you. You can't go to bed. You can't wake up without talking about me is the number one killer statement for her. Well, let me not say killer. Number one thing that just takes over her whole motive of trying to bring him down. It's been a decade of you trying to bring him down. The junkie Dineva stuff is old. He's so far surpassed that.
This is the longest I've talked about this girl since we fell out over a decade ago. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. I regret this shit already. I regret it already because I broke my streak. I honestly regret doing it. I regret doing it already because I would never want to give her the satisfaction of thinking that I am somewhere thinking about her because I'm not. I'm not. And I know she gonna sit somewhere and her minions gonna be somewhere and be like, but you just, she must be popping. You must be bothered because you gave the last 15 minutes of your show to Michelle. If that's what y'all need in order to sleep easy at night, then have at it. But here is one thing, two things, three things that we know for sure that a bitch should never be able to take away from me. And I'm looking you dead square in your face, motherfucking Michelle Brown, and I'm telling you this. I'm not in the same place you left me in, love.
Woo,
and that's the win in itself. That's the win in itself. I'm not in the same place you left me in. I've left your ass in the dust, and you have had the esteem, honor, and pleasure of sitting back in your reclusive state and watching me pop my shit for the last decade. While 10 years later, you still stink. 10 years later, you've got no shows, no new opportunities. In the world of Ozempic and Mounjaro, you still find a way to gain weight, which is for the life of me, I'm not understanding, because you always had a little bit of money. You still finding a way to get fatter, and then you still ain't Michelle. Even if you gotta line your clothes with baking soda before you leave, you still got the audacity to talk shit about people, and you smell like a canal in the middle of Minnesota. And I'm throwing Oliver all under the bus, and Oliver do forgive me, but Oliver came back and said last week when he saw you at the Nene League show thing, when you went over there and tried to talk to him, you was stank then, and 3 people came back and said you was stank and you too black. Now, you don't gave me every STD on the man. I'm nasty. I'm on drugs. I'm on crack and all of this. And let me tell you something. Baby, I might have smoked all the crack from here to Timbuktu, but a bitch ain't never said I was stank. That's one thing about it, and 2 things for sure. My name might be Funky Dineva. You lied, good and goddamn well. That was dog food. That was dog food that was busted at the front door of your condo, but you wanted to make it seem like I had doo-doo. Like I'm sitting there living in a house with doo-doo at the front door. A house that you came to every day and picked me up. But catch this tea, bitch. In the midst of me living in that house with that doo-doo, bitch, I ain't never smelled as bad as you.
Ooh.
So here's the thing. Until Michelle Brown is able to walk these streets and get 3 consecutive random reports that she smelled fresh, you sitting up with some stale ass box braids, fat as a goddamn U-Haul truck, cracking stale ass jokes, junkie Dineva, and whatever else you be saying. Here's the funny thing. After a decade, that girl don't know nobody I know. That girl don't know nothing about my life. I don't even know what she's finding room to even still talk about at this point. That girl don't know nothing about my life. That girl, at best, she knows somebody that's like, oh, I saw Funky Dineva at Red Lobster. That girl don't know nobody that I know. But until we get 3 random reports that consecutively that you smell fresh, I'll never feel any ways tired about you. You old, you fat, you stink, you're not smart, you're non-degreed, you're washed up, your self-esteem is.
I'm gonna try to fast forward this a little bit. Let's get into so we can get into the Tasha K part. Yeah, because Funky just goes off and on and on and on.
In the dump for you. You think you doing something because you be with Nene Leaks. Whenever I see you though, we'll speak table all but begging me to try to be your friend.
Hold
We
on,
let that ride.
hold on, let me fix that because I went too far up. Okay, let's
walk these streets and get 3 consecutive
I'm just gonna play it out.
random reports that she smelled fresh. You sitting up with some stale ass box sprays, fat as a goddamn U-Haul truck, cracking stale ass jokes, junkie Dineva, and whatever else you be saying. Here's the funny thing. After a decade, that girl don't know nobody I know. That girl don't know nothing about my life. I don't even know what she's finding room to even still talk about at this point. That girl don't know nothing about my life. That girl, at best, she knows somebody that's like, oh, I saw Funky Dineva at Red Lobster. That girl don't know nobody that I know. But until we get 3 random reports that consecutively that you smell fresh, I'll never feel any ways tired about you. You old, you fat, you stink, you're not smart, you're non-degreed, you're washed up, your self-esteem is in the dump, you don't have a man, you don't have a baby, 2 things that you wanted, but your pussy was too corroded to get.
Wait a
Nobody
minute.
in Atlanta sees it for you. You think you doing something because you be with Nene Leaks, and Nene, what's she doing these days? You have no access to any celebrity circles. You have no access to any networks. We have not seen you on any TV shows, any specials. You don't host anything. You don't get any bookings. You don't shop better than me. You don't eat better than me. You don't live better than me. You don't ride better than me. You don't vacation better than me. You don't have better friends than me. You don't smell better than me. You're not smarter than me. You're not more articulate than me. You don't have more weight in this space than me. So what you saying, bitch? What you saying? And moreover, when is it gonna be done? When is it gonna be done, Michelle? This like the sweet tea and quad thing. This like the sweet tea and quad thing. Drop down in the comments and please let me know one thing that Michelle Brown got going on better than me. Michelle can't go nowhere. I can't go. She can't shop no.
Let me see. Can I speed this up a little bit?
Things I can do all those things. The comments all about 10 years worth of videos about me, and this right here alone is gonna give her. I normally don't address other YouTubers and bloggers and all that.
This is Tasha K.
You another one.
Okay.
You another one. I've tried to keep my peace with you. Okay? But Tasha K, I want you to know this, and you can put this on record. Okay? You can put this on record. The next time I publicly see you, I am going to walk up to you and I'm going to slap the shit out of you, and then I'm already just throw my setup and be ready to fight your husband.
Now let's all be honest. I do not believe Funky Dineva is going to walk up to Tasha K and slap her. He knows that this was going to blow the internet up. Everybody's going to be talking about it, and he's not that crazy to self-incriminate himself. I don't like that he said this on the internet. He could have inboxed her this, or don't say it at all. Just do it. Don't talk about it, be about it. But it's hilarious.
And the sad part about it is, I actually like your husband a lot. I have no problems with your husband. You, on the other hand, Tasha, you the same raggedy bitch that every time you see me in public It never fails. Every time you see me in public, you run up in my face trying to be my friend. The last time it was at Spoon's them wedding. Back up before that, it was at Spoon's them dinner. I walked in, Tasha K and her husband was sitting at one end of the table. I went and sat down at the other end of the table. I said hello to everyone, including Tasha and her husband. I went and sat at the other end of the table. We get to the end of the dinner. Here come this bitch bringing a chair down from the other end of the table. She gonna come put a chair next to me, talking about so funky, trying to talk to me. And I said to her, Tasha, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not interested in being friends with you. Tasha's response was, Funky Dineva, how can you say that? You don't know me on a personal level. And I said to her, and you've done enough for me to not want to know you on a personal level. I don't want to be your friend. And you sat at the end of that table all but begging me to try to be your friend. We let that ride. I told you, Tasha, I don't want nothing to do with you. Whenever I see you, though, we'll speak and it's cool. Industry courtesy. Ran into you at Spoon's wedding. She was the MC and the person with the mic, interviewing the people, asking them what they had on. I can coexist with anybody. I got out the car. I saw that her ass was MCing it. I rolled my eyes. I put my big boy panties on, and I said, let me go do the interview. I did it. She did the whole what are you wearing thing. I played nice in the sandbox. We get ready to leave the party. I'm leaving. Me, Carlos King, and his friend drove. We leaving the party. I'm sitting in the car, waiting on Carlos. Tasha come walk her ass up to the car, want to hug me, talking about, even though you don't fuck with me, I'm going to keep hugging you, and I'm going to keep trying until you be my friend. She said, I'm going to keep trying, or something she said. These bitches will see you in person and want to be your friend and smile up in your goddamn face. But then they always, Tasha, you somebody who sat in my face and let it be known you want to try to be cool. I'm the one who told you I'm not interested in being friends with you. Then what you do? You go on Instagram, you take a picture of the little post I put up yesterday. I text Tasha personally. I texted her on the side. And I put, why don't you take this down? I don't bother nobody. I stay in my corner. How about you stay in yours? Something to that effect. She read it, but didn't respond. But then went back on the post and gonna try to read the baseboard. Bitch, my house just got cleaned by my MF and housekeeper. Y'all seen James did it. My bathroom is distressed wood and chiplac. Okay? So that discoloration that you seeing, that is the natural color of the wood. She'll go on her post about, oh, my baseboards. That's the shit y'all do. You don't have to like me. Okay? You don't have to like me. But y'all cannot say, what do I always say? I don't discuss other YouTubers. I don't discuss other bloggers. I don't bother nobody. I don't bother Michelle Brown. I don't bother Tasha K. I don't like this. When I wake up tomorrow and all the blogs say, Funky Dineva and Tasha, but Tasha, I'm here to let you know the next time I see you, and you might as well go ahead and get the temporary restraining order, because that's y'all some more go to court ass bitches. The next time I see you, I am going to slap the shit out of you for playing with me. So don't even fix yourself to try to speak, to try to be polite. I'm going to slap you, and then I'm going to stand back and look at your fuck ass husband. And I don't want nobody to be like, he bullying her and that's a woman, because I'm calling your husband ass to the motherfucking carpet too. I want to whoop his ass because of you. You and your husband to this day, y'all could give me a Quick Trip address, and I'll roll up to the Quick Trip and whoop his ass on the strength of you. I want to fight your husband on the strength of you. And that's just where I'm at with it. At 41 years old, I'm tired of y'all bitches bothering me. I don't bother nobody on this internet. I come, do my stories, I check out, and I go home. Y'all jealous bitches sit up and bother me. Tasha K, we've been good since Spoon's wedding. Somehow.
I'm gonna leave it right there. That's enough. You guys heard all of what Funky Dineva has to say. Drop down in the comments. Do you think Funky Dineva went too far? Or do you think he has a point? Do you think that he was pushed to this point? Do you think he just couldn't hold it in no more? Do you think that they are bullying him? Do you think Michelle Brown needs to move on? I mean, it has been a decade. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get out of here. I don't like when people poke and poke and poke at a person, and then when they respond, you're wrong. If I ignored you all this time, I said let's keep it cordial to one. I'm ignoring the other. Why the fuck are y'all bothering me? Like, leave me the fuck alone. Because when I snap and go off, then I'm gonna be the bad person. And then once I snap, I no longer give a fuck about how you feel. That's just how it is. So anyway, drop down, let me know how you feel. Make sure you are liking up this video. This your girl boss lady B. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.